Well, sure, the counting is to get us in sync for the clap, right?
Right.
Like, we can't just... Yeah. We get it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're pros at
professional.
this shit.
Yeah, we're part of... Basically part of the big pod now.
Yeah. I think we're nipping at the heels of the pod.
Well,
They don't want us.
I mean, you've made it, if we have a sponsor like we have,
of
which
course.
is Up and Up.
Up and Up.
The
yes.
Target brand.
Oh yeah, that is like the Kroger style.
This week, this podcast is brought to you by Up and Up Extra Strength Acetaminophen, 500 milligram caplets.
Yo, are you okay?
Yeah, that's just what's on my desk right now. I took acetaminophen recently, so it's sitting on my computer desk.
Is that ibuprofen? I'm not a doctor.
No, acetaminophen. It's acetaminophen. It's Tylenol.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, acetaminophen is the generic name for Tylenol.
Well, big shout out to Tylenol, and also big shout out to...
Yo, honestly, big shout out to Tylenol. Fuck ibuprofen. Ibuprofen's for fools.
I'll take whatever. Just don't give me the shit that has like the gauze and the gauze in it when you open it. You know what I mean?
I think acetaminophen has that.
Well, fuck acetaminophen then.
I think a lot of things have that. Anyway.
Advil does.
You won't need acetaminophen after listening to this podcast, because this is
exactly
like honey in your ears.
Exactly. It's top tier.
Top tier. Like soup.
I gotta stop. No.
Like how soup and sandwiches are both top tier foods.
Speaking of tiers.
Uh-huh.
I had the brilliant idea.
Like crying?
No. Like rankings.
Got it.
I had the wonderful idea to make a cigarette tier list.
Okay.
Because when I'm at work, I'm incredibly bored. And so I come up with things like, oh, let's ask customers what their favorite Black Eyed Peas song.
Right.
As if, that matters.
Right.
So
we want to know what their favorite ciggy is.
Exactly. Well, I'm not.
Are we talking just
them.
brands, or are we talking brand plus type?
Oh, we're going all the way.
Because
if Smash Ultimate has 72 characters, we're going brand and type.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to say that Camel is a shit tier cigarette.
No.
But Camel Crush for sure is a shit tier cigarette.
Camel, no, that's like an A.
No, that's a solid F.
A tier. Camel Crush is crush it up, baby.
I had a very long Newport phase.
Oh yeah, everybody does.
Yeah, I was real big into the Noopies.
Top tier.
Yeah, definitely. Newports are top tier.
27 shorts, top tier.
Camel Wides.
Top tier.
Yeah, it's top tier for sure.
Bottom tier. American Spirits, obviously.
Spirits, bottom tier, yeah, for sure. F tier.
Rolling your own cigarette, F tier.
F tier for sure. What else is a top tier cigarette? What are the ones with the really kind of hard part that you put your mouth on? Not Benson and Hedges. No, what's the fucking fancy brand? It's like a name. Parliaments.
Am I right?
Those are those are top tier.
I would put those top tier, but the only time I've ever seen a pack of Parliaments, other than behind a cash register or something, is one time I went to a show at Chain, and then after we went to the one In-N-Out that everybody goes to.
Yeah.
And in the bathroom, Alex Shavira found a whole pack of Parliament cigarettes.
Nice. When I was in college, I had this friend named Dan.
Shout out Dan.
Dan, who, like many young people, was definitely a troubled man.
Of course.
Actually, I mean, for all I know, high chance he's dead.
Rest in peace, Dan.
Rest in peace, Dan, if Dan's dead. But Dan had these cigarettes once called Buffaloes. My favorite
I feel
part
like I've heard of these.
Probably because I've told you the Buffalo story before.
Okay, keep going.
These Buffaloes had the price tag still on them when he had them. They were $1.27 a pack.
Oh my god!
$1.27. This is just so our listeners are clear here. Although I may act like an old person very often, I'm in fact not 60 to 70 years old, and I'm not talking about back when I was in college 40 years ago.
What? Are you kidding me? You're not that old?
No. I'm not talking about their $1.27 a pack 40 years ago. I'm talking about
gas was a nickel.
Yeah. I'm talking about, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, 3 years ago. Buffaloes, $1.27 a pack. So, 20 cigarettes in a pack. You do the math.
Right.
Very cheap per cigarette.
Right.
They were awful. Just god awful.
I'm about to say, what are they?
Here's why he kept them, though. He was a genius.
Why?
He kept them because, this is a college campus. People bum cigarettes.
Oh,
so he would smoke his cigarettes, whatever, like, I think, 27s, right? The classic. And people would come up to him and be like, hey, man, can I bum a cigarette? And he would give them a Buffalo.
Oh.
Because they're not paying attention. They just see him with a cigarette.
Story.
So he'd give them a Buffalo, and we would call it Buffaloing people. Like, oh, damn, dude, I just buffaloed that guy. Because, oh, man, they were like, it's like you smoked a cigarette, collect all the ash, and then just packed that into another cigarette. And kind of just, like, put some dirt in there to make it look like it was still just tobacco.
I was about to say, this is like the Reggie of cigarettes.
Yeah, they were bad. And I mean, for people who don't smoke, like, most cigarettes are bad. But these were like, it's like, they were the kind of cigarettes where, like, being a smoker smoking them was like being a non-smoker just smoking any cigarette. Like, it was gonna, like, fucking hurt.
Buffaloes had, like, for smokers, they're like, hey, listen, like, we both know you're dying, but, like, here's a picture of the dead kid anyway.
I haven't had a cigarette in, I think, over 2 years.
That's why
Well, except for, like, maybe, like 1 or 2 in the last 2 years, but, like, yeah, those have been spaced out over, like,
yeah, I don't
more than
think
6 months.
I think I'm with you on that one.
Actually, I think the last time I had one was one of the last times I was in California. I had one with, friend of the podcast, Cameron Burris.
Hey.
And I was actually, like, coughing. Like, it was very weird. I was like, oh, yeah, cigarettes. I remember these. Like, had one. Like, inhaled. It was like, I was like, oh. And I was actually like, that's kind of cool. Like, I've actually not smoked for so long.
For it to hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, it's like, okay, that's cool. That, like,
it's
I
not like
broke my addiction.
It's not like your tolerance, like, oh, my cig tolerance is low.
I mean, it is, though, right? It's like, it actually felt like the first time I smoked a cigarette, where it's like, you inhale it and, like, you can actually feel it in your lungs. Like, when you smoke for so long, you don't feel that anymore.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I do remember, like, so obviously, like, everybody smoked cigs before I did.
Yep.
And so when I finally, came to like, being a cool kid, I think, like, within my first 5 cigarettes, it either had to be, like, number 2 or 3 was an American Spirit. And I remember, like, I was,
or as I used to call them, a commitment.
American commitments. I got, like, halfway through, and I was like, oh, so, like, this really isn't as cool as I thought it was.
Right.
And then I never really got on them.
Yeah, American Spirits were, I hated them.
Smoking a candlestick.
So stupid. To fucking block out an hour to smoke a cigarette.
Sorry, I have to fit you in between my 2 American Spirits I have a day. Can you hang out around 4? Can you pod at 4? But all right. So off the cig talk, we got a new segment for you guys.
Oh.
This is a segment called Can They Say It? Featuring Matt and Brad. Where I, Matt, will ask Brad, can they say it?
My default is yes.
So, today on the docket we have Maury, TV show host, mogul, a personality.
Yeah.
Can Maury say it?
Fairly certain, yeah. Go for it.
I think he can say it.
Yeah.
I think if he said it, like, who's the white guy that people got mad at saying the N-word a while ago?
Wait.
Was it like Bill? It's like Bill Burr or something, like one of those political guys.
Yeah, Bill Burr is not a political person.
Well, one of them.
Bill Burr's a comedian.
Okay, who's?
Wait. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I was legit sitting here about to ask. I was about to say, wait, is Maury not a black man?
Oh, you don't know?
I really thought he was. I don't know why in my head he was until just now. I like Googled him and I'm like, oh yeah, that's who he is. Like, I don't know what just happened to me there. Like, of course I know who he is and what he looks like, but for some reason there, I just pictured him black. I don't know why.
Well, I feel like he's one of, like, you know how, like, it was like mad like, obviously everybody at one age, like, at depending like what age, what era, blah blah blah, there's always been some, like, you know, there's a black person who has a friend, like a white friend in their group or something, and they're like, oh, like their grandfathered in, like they could say it if they wanted.
Sure.
Like the same way they're like, oh, like Eminem could say the N-word, but he just doesn't, and that's what makes him great.
Right? Do people say that? Okay.
That's like, it's a VH1 sentence, but that's how I feel about Maury though. I feel like he's such a big face in black daytime television culture that he can have the pass.
Yeah, sure.
Like he's someone who I would legitimately give the pass to, and that way, like, you know.
Hey, if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
That revolutionary episode of Maury where he's sitting on the couch and he's like, Brian, my nigga, you are not the father. No one's not going to be popping off about that.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's going to forget what he said. We're just all focused on the fact that Brian's not the father.
Right. Yeah. No, I think you're on to something with this.
Yeah. Maury can say
Maury
it.
Can say it.
Hashtag Maury can say it.
Hashtag Maury can say it.
Let him know. Tweet it out.
Yeah, I've never been a bumper sticker kind of guy, but, you know, this is a cause I can just really get behind.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to riplilgalil.bigcartel.com. We have the Maury can say it bumper sticker.
Maury can say it bumper sticker.
Maury, he can say it.
Yeah, sure.
Just look at that white man.
I mean, who am I to say he can't?
Exactly. Well, as somebody who can say it.
Yeah.
I think that you're someone who I would trust more so than I.
Oh.
I say it willy-nilly.
Yes.
You know, it's like a word with no weight.
Yep.
But you're somebody who can say it.
Right.
Therefore, who else?
Who else?
So there's Brad Gully.
Mm-hmm.
There's Maury.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
I can't listen. That's the Holy Trinity right
Kermit
there.
the Frog.
The Father, the Son, the Holy Kermit the Frog.
Okay, why not?
Miss Piggy, my nigga. I don't. I can't do an impression of Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, neither can I.
For a second, I was gonna do my Barack impression, but Barack and Kermit the Frog don't have the same voice.
Yeah, not really the same. You know.
Now, I live in Muppet Land, right? President Obama, everybody.
Great impressions.
He's been here the whole time.
Maybe just. Oh my god. I'm just thinking about like guests waiting to speak. Oh my god.
Obama, let's give it a hand.
So anyway, on that note, let me introduce our next guests. Have Heart.
Have Heart, the Have Heart reunion. It's happening.
Yeah. Ani's not excited about it.
Yeah, what the hell is her problem? She was never straight edge. That's the problem.
I mean, it's just funny because like she'd never heard of them. Of course, she's doesn't not give a singular shit about that scene.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not her world in particular.
Yeah, it's not her world, right? So but all of a sudden it pops up on her timeline. Everyone like Have Heart, Have Heart, Have Heart. Right. So she's like, what is this? Who are these fools?
Who are the Have Hearts?
So she listened to them, and she said to her, it just sounded like she said it sounded like if you're watching like a Disney show, and some angsty teen was just listening to like generic punk track 1.
What?
What?
You know what? I don't want to throw shade, but I'm just.
I mean, let's be real here. Clearly, Have Heart is trying to ride the coattails of the Jonas Brothers reunion.
Oh my God, no!
That's just blatantly obvious. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest.
You've been brainwashed, Brad. You've lived with this woman for too long. Where were you, man?
Where was I? What?
You used to be one of us. I don't know.
I never gave a shit about Have Heart, to be honest.
Yeah, that's also like, I'm surprised you even texted me about it.
Yeah, I mean, I like Have Heart, like I like their music, but I was never like, about Have Heart. So
next to Youth Code, I think that Have Heart is one of the bands I've put on in like people's cars and been told, hey, could you change it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get, like, it's very plain, but in a good way.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not plain, but it's like, it's hardcore music.
Right. I mean, I've never, even pretended to be like about hardcore. Music. There are some hardcore bands I like.
Yeah.
They have good music. It's fun to listen to. But I've never been like about hardcore.
One of the best.
Yeah.
They were like the first band that somebody tried to dog me on. They're like, oh, like, you're not into hardcore. Like, that's not hardcore. This is hardcore. But I was like, oh, how convenient of you to show me this hardcore band that broke up 1 year ago.
Right.
Like, way to get somebody into it. I'm going to keep listening to The Ghost Inside.
Speaking of,
who's rode the Jonas Brothers reunion more? The Ghost Inside or Have Heart? My TED Talk. Thanks for coming.
Jonas Brothers rode the Ghost Inside reunion. Clearly, they heard.
They
said, now's our time.
Listen, if the Ghost Inside's getting back together, it's our time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? Okay, so
I just think the Jonas Brothers sat there and they thought, all my life I've been searching for something.
And you know what?
It never came.
It never came.
They just thought, what do we stand for?
There's snakes among us. Never bothered.
I'm afraid to keep going into
what's the okay?
To Ghost Inside quotes because I feel like I'm gonna accidentally quote like "stick to your guns" or something. Just
no, well, we can stop here, but like, we could. So you never. So ladies and gentlemen, Brad and I text outside of the show.
We are friends outside of our contractual duty to record this podcast.
And I texted Brad in a drunken moment. So there's like, I don't know if you've seen it, but on Netflix there's that like CNN docuseries about the 2000s.
Uh-huh.
And one of the episodes is about like the Wall Street like housing, like 2008 debacle, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, that got me to think like, oh, remember Occupy Wall Street?
Right.
And I was like, remember when Stick to Your Guns wrote a song about Occupy Wall Street?
I didn't. Like, as a very big Stick to Your Guns fan, you asked me this, and I'm like, no, I just don't remember.
Yeah. I remember,
what
like...
What record was that on?
It's on Diamond.
Yeah, I guess that was the last one I even, like, kind of cared about.
Right.
And even then, I think, like, that one I cared about, like, first couple weeks after release, and then after that, that was, like, the end of me liking Stick to Your Guns.
That's when, like, I mean, like, they've always toured, like, super heavy.
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like they played locally more than ever when Diamond was out.
Right.
I heard that album, I feel like start to finish for 2 years.
And the thing is, you said something to me like, oh, it's the blah 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 song. Like you said some quote. In my head, I'm like, do they not say that in all their songs? Like in my head, I thought that was just like that's just the line they say in every song. Like you said, it's the bringing you down song. Like, is that not just like something they say in every song?
They're trying to topple everybody.
Like, wait, the bringing you down song.
Yeah, bringing you down song. Did
like
you
the
still
rage
not listen
that
to
blah
it?
blah blah something?
Yeah, the rage that builds in us is bringing you down.
Yeah, okay. Oh man, I'm gonna listen to Stick to Your Guns like next week now.
On the same album as fucking what's the corny ass song that's on there? We still believe. I'm sick and tired of all this giving
No,
up.
that Bringing You Down song is just called Bringing You Down.
Yes, it's the Bringing You Down song.
You said they wrote a song called Occupy Wall Street.
No, I said they wrote a song about Occupy Wall Street.
Maybe that's why I didn't think about it. I thought you just said, remember when Stick to Your Guns wrote a song called Occupy Wall Street? Yeah, you said about. I thought you said called. Okay, that's my bad. I was busy when you texted me that.
That would have been a crazy shift.
Wait, 9:02 p.m.? What was I doing? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's 11 here, so I was definitely drinking.
Oh, man.
And so, on a longer tangent to keep this going, so there was that... What are you doing?
Wait.
Why do you keep starting it over?
Where is it? Oh, never mind. I thought it was like the intro of the song.
Yeah, the rage that builds in us.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, we have to let it go. The main riff plays for a minute. Stop playing it.
Okay. Stick to Your Guns, don't sue us.
We still believe.
We still believe.
So with the Ghost Inside reuniting and Stick to Your Guns bringing everybody down.
Yeah.
Brings me back to a time where people were asking for the Ghost Inside Stick to Your Guns Straight from the Path tour.
Right.
So I then look back at the live Straight from the Path footage.
Wait, did that not happen?
It did happen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I went.
Yeah.
Boy, did Straight from the Path fucking suck, and I just didn't know. Like, they were hands down, like looking back on it, they're hands down one of the worst live bands.
Yeah.
And you can only get so far with the... You can only get so far with that gimmick.
I mean, even their music isn't so great.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it is not a surprise the band that basically just stole a bunch of Rage Against the Machine riffs and then turned it into, like, a, you know, metalcore band. It, like, isn't that exciting to listen to.
But you know what it really is?
What?
It's negative and violent.
And there are, like, there's so many, like, Straight from the Path tracks that, like, you can just find exactly what Rage Against the Machine song it is.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, just 100%. Not even like, oh, like, I can see how this is inspired. It's just straight a Rage Against the Machine rip.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think we did, like, a whole drive to LA one time, and you found, like, every track that was...
yeah.
That's Straight from the Path of Soul.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's one thing I don't get to do anymore since I don't, like, drive anywhere. Like, be in someone's car and, like, have the aux cable.
You know what
I don't get to just, like, jump around songs for 2 hours.
You know what I was thinking the other day? How much, like, we've put the people we love through for, like, hey, wait, like, that song reminds us of this thing, and this reminds us of this thing, and it goes from, like, some song or something that's really good, and we just devolve into, like, the D-tier version of it.
Yeah.
But to me, that's like, oh, like we're men of taste, and we're worldly.
What did Anais just listen to? She's got a weird taste in music, man.
Oh, you don't say.
Oh, she was just like, after we had the half-heart discussion, because we're like walking around downtown yesterday, and she just goes, you know what I started listening to and really like? And I'm like, what? She's like, Jesus Piece. She's like, what is up with you?
So she's like a heavy hardcore.
She just clings to the weirdest shit, man.
I mean, Jesus Piece is good.
It's like her favorite. It's like if you ask her like what her favorite bands is, she'd be like, One Direction, I See Stars, and Jesus
I forgot
Piece.
about that.
It's just such a weird range. But it's a weird range and not in a like, oh, I just love all types of music kind of way.
Yeah.
Because that's boring.
Well, in what way then?
I don't fucking know, dude. It's like you could show her a million bands and out of a million, one just like speaks to her. And apparently Jesus Piece speaks to her.
Sure. I mean, did she watch the live footage? The live footage could really turn somebody on.
Yeah, maybe.
Her next favorite band?
Sun.
Or, fuck. I can't even remember. This is bad podcast. Can't even remember.
Wow. Way to go.
I know, being as an ocean. I can't. I'm falling apart here. Lil Peep. Help.
Oh my god.
I can't think of anything. Where? I don't know.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
I'm falling apart.
Where's the... Oh, brother.
But yeah, let's...
You actually bored me. I picked up my phone and started looking at it.
I know.
Way to go. Anyway.
The punchline never came. Anyway.
Punchline never came.
Negative and violent. What were you about to say?
Oh my god. I went to the flea market yesterday.
Nice. Did
You know my least favorite flea market / like farmer's market people are? The people, it happens every time we go, is there's always, you encounter multiple sometimes in a trip, is the people that you hear walk by you and say things like, I just don't get why I would spend, $15 on something that's so cheap.
What?
Or just like, the people who are just, it's nice, but it's just so expensive. And it's like, yeah, handcrafted stuff costs a little more.
Right.
If you want something, that was, one size fits all and made...
If you would like the up and up version.
Yeah, exactly. If you want fucking up and up, go spend $5 at Target. If you want, like, the thing that, like, this girl just said, she, like... I was hearing this girl, like, does, like... What do you call it? Like, laser... like, wood burning.
Okay.
In her apartment. So it's just like vent out the window so it doesn't like smell like, a fire's burning in her apartment. Yeah, it's going to cost a little more. That's the point. Why come here if you don't like it?
The CIA has a case on her. She has the lasers.
Yeah. Or just like, yeah, some of this shit's like weird and like, fucking, yeah, like I don't know why this guy makes like art made out of doll heads. But that's the point. It's a flea market. It's like weird shit. If you don't like it, don't come. What's the point? I don't get it. The people who like go to the farmer's market. It's just like, it's organic produce. It's just so expensive. Like,
what you're telling me is you hate the pores.
I just hate the pores. So yesterday, Anais and I went shopping. And I bought a silk and cashmere blend sweater.
Okay. Is that warm? I don't know.
It is very warm and very soft. Okay. And basically, I just, I hope the pores won't put their grubby hands on it. I didn't realize that's what it was. Like, it was just a nice sweater. Anais really liked it on me, so I bought it. Yeah. And it really wasn't it wasn't that expensive.
Aww.
And it wasn't until later we got home that she realized, she was looking at the tag. She's like, "Oh my god, this is it says it's a silk and cashmere blend." She's like, "You're so fancy." So then the rest of the day, I kept joking about how, ew, don't I kept making fun of her. I was like, "You're not even wearing a silk cashmere sweater."
You would spit on the ground in front of you, and you would just go, "Not clean enough." No one around to clean it, but you just knew.
Yeah. It's a nice sweater. I look good in it. It's
very. Yeah, are you wearing it right now?
I'm not. I'm wearing my Self-Defense Family Have You Considered Punk Music shirt.
There you go.
Yesterday, I wore my Kid Teeth shirt with the picture of you on it.
Hey.
That's actually what I was wearing in the store when I bought the silk and cashmere sweater.
Yeah, anybody ask you hey, so who is that?
Nope.
Yeah. I need a heat press person out here in Chicago. I know I could find one. Speaking of Chicago, you know where I was before we started recording this?
Chicago.
Well, yeah, I'm here permanently.
Yep.
At least until May, whenever the fuck this lease for the next year comes. I know we're still having that problem a week later.
Nice.
I was at Handlebar.
Nice.
With Tori.
Nice.
And a friend of ours.
Nice.
Let me tell you, Handlebar at night, sick spot.
Nice. Yeah, Handlebar's good. I like that place.
Yeah. We'll go when you're here.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm excited to go. Love Chicago.
Me too.
Sick place to be.
I read Fred Armisen came into my job yesterday.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. He was there with somebody else, and they would just keep talking to each other, and it was as if I was just this obviously being the person on register at a coffee shop, you're just an accessory to something else. So it was just hey, can I have a latte? Continue conversation.
What?
And then they would be talking, but they could hear me, and they weren't. What was weird is they weren't having a loud conversation. They were almost kind of whispering to each other.
Okay.
It's Fred Armisen and a friend. And they would just whisper, and I'd be like, "Oh, do you want that for here to go?"
Mm-hmm.
Whisper, whisper, whisper. "Oh, can we have that to go?" As if our we're just having a conversation. It's very interesting.
Right.
But Fred Armisen came in, so of course I did. The only thing I would do for somebody of that stature, I charged him full price.
Right, of course.
And he tipped well.
He's got the money.
He tipped well.
Yeah.
So, Fred Armisen, a celebrity who tips well. Jim Root of Slipknot, a celebrity who does not tip well.
Oh.
You remember that story?
No.
Well, a couple of friends of ours from back home were at Guy Kaku, the day before Knotfest happened.
Uh-huh.
And Jim Root came into Guy Kaku at Victoria Gardens.
Yeah.
And they're "Oh, that's Jim Root. That's Jim Root." And so he's there, eats, leaves. They go to his table just to double check it's him. And "Oh, that's Jim Root's signature," and blah, blah, blah. And they look at the tip, the gratuity, and it was a line across it.
Nice.
So I've thought about this years later, and I'm "Oh, I'm sure he just left the tip in cash and they picked it up."
Right.
But for a long time, I was just so Jim Root doesn't tip?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I feel like
it's kind of worse than being a racist.
Huh?
It's kind of worse than being a racist, not tipping.
Not sure if that's true. But I feel like it's not that uncommon to hear people tell stories of celebrities coming into their work when they work in food service.
Oh, sure.
Especially if it's a nicer restaurant or coffee shop, something like that, right?
Yeah.
I still to this day, it surprised me so much that when I worked in a small door hardware store,
Who none
that
other
John
than...
C. Riley came in.
That's right.
To buy door hardware from us. Came to our little door hardware store in Pomona. Like, one of the shittier parts of Pomona, too.
Yeah.
To buy door hardware.
So, I never really knew.
John C. Riley stepped over, like, the human shit that was very often sitting on the sidewalk outside. Like, literal shit from people to buy bath hardware from like little like cabinet knobs and stuff like that for a bathroom from our store, and it was just very odd.
He knew where the goods were,
I guess. I mean, like, the store I worked at isn't like, it's not like it's famous or anything. It's not.
I get it. I get like the confusion though, because you're always just kind of like, well, why wouldn't their handler just come get this?
Not even that, but like, there's got to be somewhere. Like, and here's the thing: I know, like the place I worked at was like, very poppin'. Like, in terms of like business wise, it did very well. It does very well, for a like small business, with very few employees. It does very well.
Yeah, it does very well. Small business.
And I know that we've sold a lot of door hardware that has gone to like celebrities' houses and stuff, but it's always like contractors who come in, and they just tell us about it, because they're used to that. They build shit like that for them all the time, whatever. Like, so we've been told like, oh yeah, this is for like so and such is, like they're attaching a new studio to their house, like a recording studio, and this is for that. And it's like, oh cool, but like, it's just like this dude who's like a very famous actor, just popping in, buying stuff.
But you didn't even get to meet him.
No, I didn't get to meet him, but I did help fulfill his order because it was in my department.
That's what really matters.
Because I worked in the fancy shit. But yeah, I told that story to Anise last night. Apparently, I never told her.
Yeah, I mean, what a story, right?
We were watching Wreck-It Ralph.
I never really knew where Bunnington Bardware was.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time you pointing it out, but it's in like the most descript building in Pomona. Like, it just matches everything else.
Yes, it's a very like plain building. I mean, it does have a giant sign that says HH, but
yeah, as if that. But whatever.
Yeah.
So like, I remember the one time I was actually there was when we picked up your dad.
Yeah.
So that way we could go to dinner.
Right.
In Pasadena.
Yeah.
And that was the most like, how do I say this? That car ride, I knew we were going to get there safely, but I didn't know if we were going to make it there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even remember this.
So we pick up your dad.
Uh-huh.
And he has to change in the car because we left late.
Uh-huh.
And obviously he has to change in the car, so he can't drive.
Right.
And so your mom is driving.
Yeah.
And then, like, so nothing really happened. So, like, your mom's pretty much just doing normal driving stuff, but your dad is really egging her on to, like, kind of go faster and maybe push that red light a little bit so that way we could get to our dinner reservation on time, right?
Right.
And so they start arguing, like, back and forth. She's like, Siege, I know how to drive.
Siege.
And he's like mid, like, trying to put on like a different pair of shoes, and he's like, well, let's just get out of the car right now and I'll start driving. Uh-huh. And I'm like, we're about to get on the freeway, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And then that's when like the air conditioner was pumping in your car.
Oh yeah. And the smoke was coming through.
Yeah, and then but the thing is, nobody pointed it out for like 10 minutes. Because I was looking at it and I was like, okay, that's either really cold air or we're about to have a problem.
I think I was looking at it too, and I'm like, I was like, am I the only one noticing this? Or is it just normal? I was just like so confused.
Yeah, it's No one. I don't remember who points it out, but I just remember somebody going like, "Is that smoke?" And I was like, "Oh no, we're not gonna make it." I think everything was fine, or I fell asleep partway through that car ride. So I was like, "Listen, I'll wake up and we'll be there." That's all.
Yeah, we made it. We made it to Il Forneo.
We did make it.
Hey, Il Forneo.
A great Italiano dinner.
Hey. I had a whiskey drink. I remember that. My dad had a Greyhound.
Okay.
My drink was stronger than everyone else's.
Well, that's sick flex, dude. Just, I feel like I gotta get a new job.
Yeah,
I feel like
job?
we should. Yeah, I don't. It's so let's have a real talk here.
Okay.
So you said in like a earlier episode or something, but you were like, every year we'll have a different job. And when you said that, I was like, yeah, you did say that.
I thought I said it every year we're gonna have a different podcast.
No. You said a different job.
I'm gonna go back and check the tapes. I don't believe that.
And I was like, man, he's being real ambitious, but I guess.
Oh man, I'm coming up on my year at Bamazon.
Well, where are you gonna go now?
I don't know, maybe Boogle or Facebook. Boober.
Well, if you pick any of if you pick Boogle or Boober,
Billo.
Just can't come live in Chicago.
Microsoft.
Ani said she didn't want to live anywhere where it snowed, and it damn for sure snowed where you are. So really, it's a wash. You can move anywhere you want now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
There's not a lot of good tech companies in Chicago.
Yeah, the only thing I know is Google.
Yeah. One of my coworkers used to work for Webster's.
Webster's? The dictionary?
Webster's. Yeah.
How do you work for the dictionary?
I don't know, like their website or their like mobile app or something.
Do they just like play Scrabble all day?
No, he was a software engineer.
Like, 3-letter word score.
Yeah, I think he worked on like their app.
I
think. Oh no, not Webster. Britannica.
Even better. Like the dictionary's dictionary.
It's the dictionary of people, places, and things.
Yeah. That's what I said, right?
Yeah. No, but yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty goddamn tired of making people drinks.
Yeah.
And you know, the big money talk.
Mm-hmm.
This office job pays more.
Wait, what do you mean this office job? Like you got offered an office job?
No. I haven't even applied
yet.
So we're speaking in hypotheticals here.
Oh, got it. So just like XYZ office job.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, at B-Verb.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And so I showed the job listing to Tori.
Time's up, intelligentsia.
I showed it to Tori, and she was like, "Oh, so like you want to be the person on the other end who is like the, you know how like when you're on any website and it's like we're here to help, and then the chat thing just pops up anyway."
Yeah.
She's like, "Do you want that to be you?" And yes. I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I want that to be me."
Come move to Seattle. Get you a job at Amazon.
For $20K more a year. This sounds pretty fucking sick to me.
Yeah.
But there you go. Keeping up with our new job commitment. Let's just, I'll put in my 2 weeks of intelligentsia right now intelligentsia.
Oh my god.
I say as I just...
Bwitch.
At Bwitch?
Bwitch.tv.
Bwitch.bv.
Bwitch.bv. Oh my god.
I work in marketing. Marketing. I'm a Bales associate.
A software engineer. Oh my god.
I'm a B.
What?
I'm the BEO.
I write Bode. Alright, anyway. I think that might be enough for this podcast. Oh my god.
We're a beaver.
You should get into real estate.
You want to be drug dealers? Bealers?
This is stupid.
I want to be a professional bash player.
What the fuck? Oh no, this has gotten out of hand.
Booper bash bros ultimate.
God. Yeah, get off the show.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
They give me my own Mac and keyboard and computer.
Oh my god.
Or not, a Mac and computer is the
Did
same
you see
thing.
the picture I put on Twitter today?
I did not. Let's go ahead and check that out.
Check it out. It's the perks of working an office job. Am I right? You'll get it when you see it.
Yeah. Well, I just opened my phone and it was a picture of Keke Palmer.
Is that like Arnold Palmer?
No. Never mind. You're not Thug Dove. Who are you? Brad Gully. My supervisor is keeping a close eye on me. Oh.
That dog
Somebody
was
brought
just
their
staring
dog.
at me while I worked.
That's kind of cool.
He just walked up, sat there, and stared at me.
But I'm confused. Did you block the dog from getting into your cubicle?
I mean, those trash cans are always just there, but part of it's, to block him from coming over. Also, it's not. I don't, have a cubicle, really.
Well, I mean...
That wall is dividing, two, big open areas.
Mm.
So, the trash cans kind of block in, my area.
Well, you guys recycle. That's nice.
Yeah. Except nobody's picked mine up for a long... Whatever, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of coffee cups in there.
Or you know what? Maybe I just go back and work for Barbucks.
Oh, God.
Become a boar manager.
You can come work for some coffee shops here.
I'm so tired of coffee. No, I'm honestly not. I just... I'm actually, learning how to do it. I'm just being a big baby about it. Starbucks came so easy because it is, hands down one of the easiest jobs you could ever have.
Yeah.
And now I have to perfect a craft.
Right.
Because even for being the best musician in the world, I haven't perfected being a guitar player.
Sure.
And so I didn't know what I have no experience at what it is to hone a skill and perfect a craft.
Yes.
So this is frustrating.
Yeah.
To say the least.
I feel you. As somebody who's actively doing that in another way, it's it is frustrating.
Yeah.
But it's
But yeah, I'm just trying to weigh the pros and cons, because it's do I have this skill that I could use for, I don't know what I'd use it for, but something I could use it for later in the future, or do I get paid more money?
Chase paper.
We're chasing the bag.
Chasing the bag.
What's gonna happen if I get an office job? Where's my edge gonna go?
What up?
Like what about like Fred Armisen?
You always have straight edge.
Oh yeah, straight edge is forever.
Forever. Even if you start drinking and doing drugs, you're still straight edge.
Yeah, I mean everybody's still straight edge. Everybody has one thing.
Everybody's straight edge. Let's be real.
There's a lifestyle that people just like. I'd never do that.
Honestly, straight edge should just be like not doing meth and heroin.
Yo, I'd be straight edge as fuck.
And then pretty much everyone would be straight edge. The only people who aren't straight edge are people like you straight up don't want to be around.
Dope heads, not straight edge.
Because let's be real, there's very few straight edge people who are ever like, yo, I've got this friend who drinks alcohol, can't stand being around him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, and I get it. People who are straight edge, like, you know, don't fuck with that and probably don't like being around people when they're drunk. Even though I'm not straight edge, I don't like being around people when they're drunk. But, like, they're not, like, you know, besides cases of, like, actual alcoholism.
It's not like somebody who's on meth.
What?
It's not like somebody who's on meth.
Right. It's not like somebody who drinks beer every now and then is like, it ruined my friendship with them. Because I'm straight edge and they drink beer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Versus, you know, heroin or meth.
I mean, fuck it. I mean, well, let's. You know what? We should claim it because I don't. We should claim this because I don't think any other podcast has claimed it. And that's the thing. A straight edge podcast.
Yeah, straight edge podcast. Sure. Fuck it.
Yeah, we're the most straight edge.
I wonder how. So, as far as I know, like Seattle has a very big drug problem. I guess.
Yeah. Like, absolutely.
And
much so that like when I went there like 4 or 5 years ago, like there's this random lady comes up to me in the street like while I'm waiting for a bus, and she begins to tell me how like they're trying to build like kind of like one space for like all the dope heads to go, because apparently like everybody always ends up in Capitol Hill.
Right.
And so they're trying to move everybody away from Capitol Hill. I imagine to make that area more like tourist attraction-y.
Sure.
So they're trying to move everybody from Capitol Hill to some other place. But the only reason they're moving people to this place is so that way if they OD, they don't have to go out and find them. They're like, oh, well, if we have reports that a homeless person has OD'd, we know where they are.
Right.
And that was 5 fucking years ago, but keep going.
Yeah. Well, no, like, I was in a coffee shop, and, like, I just remember this coffee shop's bathroom having, like, a used needle disposal.
Oh, yeah.
Which, like, there's perfectly good reasons to have a needle besides, like, drug use, right? Like, you know, people do actually need needles for, like, whatever.
Sure.
Diabetes or, you know, insulin injection, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's why it's there, though.
No.
And I just remember being there and being, like, in this coffee shop's gender-neutral bathroom with a needle disposal. And I was like, damn, this is the most Seattle thing ever.
Oh, yeah, dude. Or, like, I mean, there's, like, mad, like in Riverside.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of like Starbucks that have like the only reason that now you can't have the code bathrooms at Starbucks anymore, but it wasn't like paying customers only. Right. It's because like people would nod out in there all the time.
Yeah.
I remember this has nothing to do with like OD and drugs, but in Riverside, somebody who I used to work with told me a story about how a friend of theirs was working in Riverside, and like there was this homeless person just like acting up in there, and but they weren't like being a dick about it, but they were like, hey, like listen, like you gotta go, we'll give you free coffee, blah blah blah, like we can't have you in here. And so the person stands up, and then like a Glock falls out of their pocket. And if that was me, my 2 weeks would have started 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Because if you think I'm dying for this coffee shit, you're sadly mistaken.
Right, yeah. Yeah, there are very few things I would die for, and a job's not one of them.
No. I would die for Post Malone.
Yeah.
I'd die for the game.
Okay.
The music game.
Right.
And I'd die for this shit.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Most straight edge podcast ever, presented by Bullet Rye Frontier Whiskey. Distilled and aged in the Bullet family tradition. 45% alcohol by volume, 90 proof. Let's get that swig.
I would die for Saffron Spice Indian food truck.
All right.
Because every day when I go there, the guy working, he's always got a smile on his face. He says the same thing to me every day. He goes, "Hey, how's it going, brother? Usual?"
And then you just go, "Yeah."
I go, "Hey, yeah, man. Thanks." Unless they have lentils, in which case I switch it up, but they rarely have them.
I keep going to places out here, and nobody's yet to hit me with the usual.
I love it.
Most places I just get you don't have to show me your ID.
It gives me the "Hey, brother," the usual.
What is Hulk Hogan working at Saffron Indian? Alright, well, you have anything to plug?
Saffron Spice Indian truck. No. Why would I ever have to plug?
I don't know. Maybe one day I'm waiting for the day that you tell me, like, well, I've been writing, I've been recording, and I think I got something coming.
I was about to say, like, oh, I changed my Twitter name, but, like, I didn't change the @ so it doesn't actually matter.
Riveting.
I'm no longer Mr. Lazy No Fun.
No, what are you now?
I'm Mr. Hot Partition.
Why?
It's a dumb joke. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Don't get pneumonia. Drink lots of water.
Well, there you go. I got a whole lot of nothing.
Hydro flask.
Oh my! Just buy it. They're so cheap.
I really wanted one, and it was fun because I wanted one. And then Annie says to me, because we're downtown, she's like, "Well, they sell them everywhere. We could just really pop into anywhere and get one."
Yeah.
And then we went into first of all, we went into 2 different outdoor stores. Neither of them had them.
Are they sold
Well, that's
out?
not true. Columbia had them. But they were Columbia branded hydro flasks.
Yeah, but that's not an outdoor store. That's a clothing store.
Well, sure, they had them, but they were Columbia branded.
Yeah.
And I didn't want one. That was Columbia branded.
What? I'm so surprised you just don't get it off of Amazon.
I know, but I got excited about it, so I wanted it then. We were out. Okay. So we went to Target, and I got some other kind of just water bottle, insulated water bottle.
Damn.
So not a hydro flask.
Boo! You can't even be part of the culture.
Well, I got those. We got some of those glass bottled almond milk Starbucks Frappuccinos.
Oh my god.
Yo, those things. So I used to love those, when I was younger, right?
Sure.
Long before I was vegan. They're really good. So I was just so excited to have them again. And they are very tasty. But they straight up give me a fucking headache. Because how much fucking sugar there is in that shit.
Right.
It's oh my god. But, yeah, that was my story of getting a hydro flask. But not getting a hydro flask. And instead going to Target, buying 6 glass bottles of Starbucks Frappuccinos.
Oh my god.
and some hangers.
Well, all right, I'm on the Brad tip. Everybody get yourself a hydro flask.
Hey, get yourself a hydro flask. Get yourself a silk cashmere blend sweater, you fucking pores.
Sponsored by Hydro Flask. You know,
right.
I got my girlfriend one for Christmas. She's hydrated. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I drink a lot of water today.
Good job.
Thanks.
You might like your mom or something?
I had to get up and pee a lot at work today.
No. Small bladder Brad.
Yeah. Alright. Say your piece.
Yeah, I did. Peace.
Peace.
Your piece. Jesus peace.
Jesus peace.
Ani's his favorite band. Better than One Direction.
Better than
boy with a crate on the side. I keep my face in my lap when I sit in the back. My mom driving around, we got church on
sight. When I pull up to the light, my bike sound like Skype. Alright, Alice pull it up sky. I was there for attendance, then I died. On sight, when I pull up to the light, my bike sound like Skype. Alright, Alice pull it up sky. I was there for attendance, then I died. I just wanna know where the love at. Where the love at. I just wanna know where the love at. Where the love at. I just wanna know where the love at. Where the love at.